in this PPT we are going to see like introduction to basic dynamics of aerial systems. Okay, so if you consider every flying system has these forces acting on them. Okay, so like we will see what are the forces of flights, movement of flights, and control of an aeroplane. So we will see the forces of flights. Okay, so for these are the four forces that is acting on the aeroplane, okay, or any aerial vehicle. So first one is weight. Okay, so weight is a force of gravity. Weight is force of gravity, and it acts in a downward direction. Okay, similar to any object on the earth. Okay, living or non-living object that is having the weight, and it is the force of gravity. It acts in the downward direction. In which direction? In downward direction towards the center of earth. Okay, so second one is lift. So lift is a force. Okay, lift is a force that acts at a right angle to the direction of motion through the air. Okay, and lift is created by the difference in the air pressure above and below the air wings. Okay, so third one is a thrust. So we can say the thrust is a force that moves your drone, or we can say the flying machine, in the direction of motion. And we can say that this motions like this thrust can be produced by your engine. Okay, so like we are looking at the flight, or we can say the aeroplanes. So in this case we are just like thrust is produced by these engines. Okay, and if you consider the drone, so in the drone that thrust is like generated, or we can say the produced by the propellers. Okay, so last one is drag. So drag is that force. Okay, drag is the force that acts opposite to direction of motion. So what is my direction motion? This one is like from this to this one. Thrust is my direction of motion. Okay, so drag, it tends to slow down the flying machine. Okay, and basically it is caused by the friction and the difference between air pressure. Okay, so we'll see the next one. So these are the movements of flight. This is a roll, this is a pitch, and this is a yaw. Okay, so this is a movement of flight. These are the three main axes. Longitudinal axis. Okay, this is a longitudinal axis, this is a lateral axis, this is a perpendicular axis. Okay, and if let's say we want to roll, so that roll is working on the principle, like we can say it acts on the longitudinal axis. Okay, so we can say the longitudinal axis is an axis along with the lengthwise, like front and back. This is a front of our like aeroplane, this is a back of our aeroplane. Okay, so we can say it's a direction of the aircraft. This one is direction of the aircraft, and like the rotation of the aircraft along with the longitudinal axis, it called it as a roll. Okay, and if let's say lateral axis, okay, so it's a left and right part of the aircraft. Okay, so like we can say the wing to wingtip. Okay, wingtip to wingtip, and it passing through the aeroplane center of gravity. This is a perpendicular axis, and this is the center of gravity, and this lateral axis passing through the center of gravity. Okay, and the rotation of the aircraft along the lateral axis is called it as a pitch. Okay, and last one is perpendicular axis. Okay, this is our center of gravity axis, and we can say like that axis is perpendicular to wing and body of the aircraft. Wing and body of the aircraft. Okay, it's a perpendicular. Okay, and the rotation of this aircraft along with the perpendicular axis, as you can see this arrow. Okay, this like this motion is called it as yaw. So these are the controls of airplane. Okay, so as you can see, this is the aileron. Okay, this is the aileron, and like aileron is used to roll the drone, or we can say roll the aircraft. Okay, elevators are used to just pitch and we can say the pitch up and pitch down, and rudder are used to yaw the aeroplane. Okay, so what is aileron? Aileron is used for the rolling purpose, like roll motion. Elevator is to pitch up and pitch down, and rudder is to yaw our aircraft.